Hello and welcome to this session. Let's go over the objectives of this session first. We'll learn how to use the awk command. We'll see how awk can be used to do field level processing on delimited files. We'll also see how to search for patterns on specific fields in records using regular expressions. An interesting trivia on awk for you. The name awk is derived from the last names of the creators of awk, Aho, Weinberger, and Kernighan. Take the first letters of their last names and you get AWK, awk. Enough trivia. Let's look at the format of the awk command first. First we have the command itself, awk. Then we have the options. A very common option that we use is -F. Next we have the selection criteria and the action written together enclosed in a pair of single quotes. If you recall our session on sed, you will notice similarities. In sed, we had the address and action written together enclosed in single quotes. Here we have selection criteria and action written together enclosed in single quotes. But an important difference in awk is that the action is enclosed in a pair of curly braces. So make sure you don't miss this. Then finally we have our input file or files, or you can even pipe the output from any other command to awk. Let's jump straight to our first exercise now. For all exercises on awk, we are going to use the same input file we had for our sed session, which is employees.txt. It is available as a downloadable resource along with this course. So we use the -F option. F stands for field delimiter. Awk is mainly used to process delimited files. The files can be delimited by space, delimited by comma, delimited by pipe, etc. Awk by default assumes that the delimiter in the input file is space. So if the fields in our input file records are separated by a space, then you can skip this option altogether. But in our input file employees.txt, the delimiter is comma. So you will have to specify this fact explicitly to awk using this -F option. So the option is -F and in double quotes the delimiter, which is comma in our case. Next comes our selection criteria and action part. Our selection criteria is the string manager enclosed within forward slashes, which means that it will be considered a pattern, and our action is print, which is given inside curly braces. There are other ways to specify selection criteria and actions. We will be seeing that in subsequent examples. The selection criteria and action together is enclosed in a pair of single quotes. And finally, we have our input file employees.txt. Let's try this out on our terminal. So let's see the contents of our input file. So cat employees.txt. There is a minor change that I want to do to this input file before we get started. I don't want the USD in there, so let me quickly remove that by running a sed command on this file, super quick, sed -i /s USD //g employees.txt. Once again, cat employees.txt. Okay, this looks fine now. Sorry, I digressed. Let's try out our awk command now. So awk -F comma in double quotes, and in single quotes /manager / and in curly braces print close curly braces close single quotes and then the input file name. So awk searched for the pattern manager in all records. It found 3 such records. You can see that all designations for these records are in fact manager as expected. So if you give print as the action, it simply prints out the entire record which contains this pattern. What if we do not give any action at all? Let's try that. So in the previous command, I will remove the action part alone. Notice that the result is exactly the same. This is because print is the default action. What about removing the selection criteria but retaining the action? Let's try it out. So I will remove the selection criteria alone. Now the output contains all the records. So if no selection criteria is specified, all records get selected by default. Now can we remove both selection criteria and action? Nope, that's not possible. The awk manual clearly states that either of selection criteria or the action should be present at the very least. Let's move to the next exercise now, exercise number 2. The options and selection criteria for this exercise are exactly the same as the previous one. The difference lies in the action. Instead of print, we have print space $1, $3. Awk assigns numbers to all fields in the input file. It assigns number 1 to the leftmost field, 2 to the next field, and so on and so forth. So in our input file, the name, designation, and salary fields are assigned numbers 1, 2, and 3 by awk. Instead of printing the whole record like we did in our previous exercise, we can make awk print only selected fields from the selected records. These fields can be specified by prefixing $, to the number. So $1 refers to the first field, name, $2 refers to the second field, designation, and $3 refers to the third field, salary. So if we say print $1, $3, awk will print only the name and the salary fields for the selected records. Let's try this out on our terminal. Let's see our input file. So cat employees.txt. Now let's run our awk command. Awk -F, comma in double quotes and in single quotes /manager / and in curly braces print $1, $3, close curly braces, close single quotes, and then the input file name. As you can see, only the name and salary fields are printed instead of printing the whole record. But the name and salary are printed back to back. We need to space them out. What we need to do is, let's take the previous command and put a comma between the $1 and $3. So now the name and salary are separated by a space. Let's move on to the next exercise now, exercise number 3. Up until now, the pattern that we gave in the selection criteria was being matched against the whole record. What if we want to search for a pattern in a particular field only? So this is how you do it. In the selection criteria, you can give $1 = Tom Smith. This will check if the data in the first field is exactly equal to Tom Smith. Note that this is not a pattern match. This will look for an exact match on the first field. Also note that Tom Smith is enclosed in a pair of double quotes. Let's try it out. Awk hyphen uppercase F, comma in double quotes and in single quotes $1 double equals Tom Smith in double quotes and in curly braces print $1 comma $3 close curly braces close single quotes and then the input file name. So this selected the one record which had the name Tom Smith in the first field. We can give more complex conditions in the selection criteria. Let's see another one by moving on to our next exercise. This is exercise number 4. Look at the selection criteria now. We have our Tom Smith check there, like in our previous exercise. We also do an exact match for the name field with Tim Cook. And we do a logical OR operator between these two conditions. The logical OR is the double pipe symbol. So the selection criteria is interpreted in this way. If the first field is exactly Tom Smith or exactly Tim Cook, then select that record. Let's try this out on our terminal. Awk hyphen uppercase F, comma in double quotes and in single quotes $1 double equals Tom Smith in double quotes, double pipe, $1 double equals Tim Cook in double quotes and in curly braces print $1 comma $3 close curly braces close single quotes and then the input file name. So two records got selected this time because of the logical OR condition. Now the double equals always do an exact match. What about a pattern match using regular expressions that is restricted to one field alone? That takes us to the next exercise, exercise number 5. Let's look at the selection criteria here. First change is that instead of double equals, we use the tilde symbol. This instructs awk that what follows next should be treated as a regular expression pattern and not do an exact string match. Next, we give the pattern. Note that we do not enclose it in double quotes. Instead, we enclose it within forward slashes. This regular expression pattern will select all names whose first name starts with T and ends with M. Rest all remain the same. Let's try it out now. Awk hyphen uppercase F, comma in double quotes and in single quotes $1 tilde forward slash the regular expression forward slash again and in curly braces print $1 comma $3 close curly braces close single quotes and then the input file name. So two records got selected. Let's examine the first name in both these records. Tom starts with T and ends in M. Tim also starts with T and ends in M. So it works perfectly as expected. Now you start to see how versatile the awk command is when it comes to dealing with field delimited input files. Let's try a slight variation to the command we just ran. Just before the tilde, let's put an exclamation. What the exclamation does is it will negate the condition. Let's run it. So now you can see that it selected all records which do not match the condition given in the regular expression. Let's move on to our next exercise, exercise number 6. We saw logical OR operators. We saw how to match fields with regular expression patterns. How about arithmetic operators? If you look at the selection criteria for this exercise, we check if $3 refers to the salary field. We check if it is greater than 70,000. So that's our selection criteria. Let's try this out quickly. Awk hyphen uppercase F, comma in double quotes and in single quotes $3 greater than 70,000 and in curly braces print $1, comma $3 close curly braces close single quotes and then the input file name. If you see the records that got selected, all of them have a salary greater than 70,000. This was our last exercise for awk. Try coming up with your own input file and play around with all the variations of the awk command that you learned in this session. So let's now summarize what we learned. We learned the format of the awk command. We saw how to provide selection criteria for the whole record. We also learned how to provide selection criteria for specific fields. We also saw how to combine multiple selection criteria using logical operators. We saw how to use arithmetic operators in the selection criteria. And finally, we also saw how to selectively print certain fields instead of printing out the whole record. That's it for this session. Let's now move on to the next one.